Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero psych defender of the fatherland. Off you to another glorious 1v1 on Nexus in the east. It is Caosak, funding for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with Elite Troops, featuring stun grenades, stormtroopers, Jägerlight infantry upgrades, Panzer Tactician, the Tigers, down into the Panzerfaust, forming up here the 1st SS Panzerdivision Leibstandarte. In the west it is SturmtigerGiap. Fighting for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 2nd Infantry Division, tasked with breaking through the goddamn Kraut lines. Airborne straight with Pathfinders, 50 cals, paratroops, also calling the Pathfinder squad right away, of course, anti-tank guns, and the P-47 rocket straight for the triple infantry. So we're off to the races here, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacast. These immortal supporters who will be, forever remembered in the history books once I take over the world. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. You can also just donate. A link's in the description. You can also just, like, share, subscribe, and comment, all that jazz. And remember to press the bell button if you do subscribe, so YouTube is slightly more likely to tell you about the videos out, because that is definitely one thing YouTube likes to do. Not tell you. And it's got plenty of reactions here, ground the northern fuel point. Worth noting that while there's definitely some folks in the north here from both sides, Giap main forces in the south here, possibly are they expecting this to be the main focus, or, just wanting to grab more territory. Other relations up north at this point just acting as a decoy, a diversion and measure to try and slow down Caosak a bit, but beyond that, not really hoping to win the war on their own, unless they suddenly turn out to be all having a bunch of brat pits. Second round squad on the way for Giap, second gunnery squad there for Caosak. Almost down there, season the sun of the point. We got beacons up there as well for Giap. Very good, very good. Gunnery setting up, they're heading westwards, machine gun backing up. Got the Pioneers there, seizing cut-off points. Second gunnery squad heading south for Caosak for Germany, Deutschland. The 1st SS Panzerdivision was a division formed up around Hitler's bodyguard unit, hence the name Leibstandarte. It would not be the first of Hitler's bodyguard units that would turn into a military unit that will be later the Führerbegleiter and Führergrenadier brigades that are formed up from another bodyguard unit, likely to be sent into combat. MD-40 at the RAF squad there, pushing their back. Gunnery is setting out there. Third gunnery squad here for Caosak. Grabbing the point here, we got a RAF going northwards there for Giap. Seizing a point there as well. We got Reasons falling a bit back. RAF squad heading northwards, they're going to sneak up behind here. Caosak's points there. This is front line, thumbs up to Giap. That's going to force a response from Caosak to deal with that. And long term, he may of course want to lay down some S-mines here to force Giap to send in someone minesweepers to deal with that. Which then either can be much more easily dealt with, or he's going to force, a larger company of infantry, so that way it doesn't just become one unit Giap can send northwards. Remonstrations here versus going to use in the car point there, threatening the northern victor, realizing you can just go for the fuel point. Giap does that, but we do get a gunnery squad going in. That said, one gunnery squad versus Ronald squad could go either way. Here in particular, the RAF squad just rushed the gunneries. That's particularly since they're going to access to the stun grenade right away, which is always quite good versus the rifleman, in my opinion. Machine gunning heading northwards to deal with it, in which case he's going to win it, but as you might notice, that's 2 units to deal with 1 unit. Even then the fuel point gets rendered neutral. So good work there by Giap. That is some fairly efficient unit usage there. Back in Giap space, we do get the captain as a surprise maneuver there, not the lieutenant. That said, one advantage of airborne is you can easily go for either and then just drop in the other weapon you want. Like going for captain, you can just airdrop 50 cals. Going for the lieutenant, you can just airdrop anti-tank guns. It's quite powerful there in a sense. As for Caosak, we do have tech there. Triple gunnery is 184 here for Caosak, which of course see what follows next here for him versus Caosak. We've got Pathfinder from back of Giap. This point them north being seized here by Caosak. Germany, Deutschland. Fuel point is seized. Grab the southern one here away from Giap. Very good. Captain already upgraded with the BAR as well. Thumbs up there to Giap. Very good timing. Not missing a beat on that one. RAF coming from the north here. Seizing the southern points. Captain Rearson striking force there for freedom and democracy into the waiting lines of the Grenadiers. Up north in machine quite a bit of bad spot as Giap strikes. Once more for freedom and democracy. Gunners get a hit on the rifle squad. Trying to grab the munitions point there. He's going to actually himself more munitions. Of course, very good there for Giap. Seizing southern fuel. And we got the mechanized command post up. Could go for an anti-aircraft attack here versus Caosak. Certainly can be potent, though that can of course be dealt with by light vehicles more easily. Though that said, you will require 2 armored cars to do it consistently. So since technically While the half-tech does so blind spot, you can spot the armored car. The thing is, the half-tech can turn so fast, in fact, it can turn faster than the armored car can drive around it. So it's actually very difficult to stay in that blind spot. Which does beg the question, why did they add it? Anyways, grabbing the southern point here, Pathfinder's here. With a beacon still, very good. Moving towards the centre here. Giap moves ahead aggressively. See there, Caosak has already found himself a bit on the defensive here, hoping to perhaps, find a new opening here versus Giap. Armoured car on the way, half-tech halfway done. Caosak will likely need an anti-tank or another armoured car to counter the half-tech consistently. Double armoured cars that could be effective. That said, with airborne, and with the captain anti-tank roles being much more easily available, meaning the armoured cars could also just quickly get shot to bits by the anti-tank guns. So there are some pros and cons to like going from armoured cars here for Caosak. But there you go, armoured car there. Panzer gun here, or maybe a Stormtrooper squad soon could be an idea. Possible he may be equipping them with a G for the face, and some people do like G for the face Stormtroopers. Personally, I prefer mine with MP40s though. Bit more active machine gun play here. Also more active hitting of the southern fuel point. Airdrop 50 cal left for Giap. Thumbs up. Again, making use of the doctrine to supply him with what he cannot get from the other command post, because he hasn't upgraded it, activated. But there you go, half-tech out for Giap. North here, Gunny's been 475 from the Pathfinder's going to come north flying away as well. Quick rifle grenade, it's attempt to, and we got the Stormtroopers out here. Flanking up behind, G for the face thing added already. Half-tech firing away there. Technically, only good try and rush the armor car in front of the half-tech. Again, the blind spot is, but as you notice, it can turn really fast, meaning it's very difficult to keep the armored car in the blind spot of the half-tech. Ambulance there for Giap. Stormtroopers got suppressed there. As they could activate not been suppressed here. Let's use the final position we have to make the captain with a G for the fleet. So that's a bit awkward like there for Caosak. A bit awkward. Pack 40 there. As expected, still good map control right now for Caosak. Giap there. Finding the map slipping a bit beyond his reach here against Caosak and the Germans. Far up north, you got the Grenadiers and watch. They may want to grab hit some more points there for your Deutschland. Rifle squad set packing. Back hits reinforcing healing. Pack 40 halfway done. We'll have to see what the upgrades with, but looks like more light machine guns. No G for the for the Grenadier. Pathfinder forts, 50 car backing up. Of course, got the half as well there, forcing retreat here for Caosak's Grenadiers, who certainly stand no snowballs chance in hell out in the open like that. And once more, Giap strikes northwards. Thumbs up there. Again, exploiting Caosak. Again, focusing much there, but leaving nothing in the north. Again, this is where some air mines could be a fairly good investment long term for Caosak. This time, though, it's just a recent squad, so can mostly deal with it. Sending in an armoured car, maybe some other troops. Just a single squad. Boom. Secured. Nothing further going on there, and neither here in Giap space. We do have the ambulance ready. One car strike and a half, taking some hits in there. And then quickly backing off with what can fire. Machine gun suppressed, but unsuppressed again. No response immediately to the fuel point, allowing once more Giap to harass and cut off Caosak's fuel. That's it with the map of the bus. Good map control Caosak has. It's not the biggest loss. He still gets more fuel per minute than Giap, but he does ensure he doesn't get a lot more fuel, which could still matter, to be honest. That can still end up mattering quite a bit, as it does prevent Caosak from, like, say, rushing out of Panzer IV a bit faster, which would obviously be a nightmare for Giap if he got hit much faster by Panzer IV than he's actually ready for. Plus, of course, one Panzer IV could also just mean more Panzer IVs, which could, of course, also create a snowball situation which Giap then may struggle to deal with. So there are some considerations there. Stormtroopers getting a single kill in with the G for the fleet and their K-90K. Bunker up there. Oh, well. The foundations of the bunker has been laid down, but the rest of the bunker sort of is a bit missing. For now, it's just a hole in the ground. It's a very nice looking hole in the ground, but for now, just a hole in the ground. I'm going to get that machine into some cover. I'm not entirely sure he keeps insisting having out in the open, at least laying down some, not laying down some sandbags to play a machine gun team. Good hit from the... Well, I would have said good fit there, but then I realised it missed. That's silly. Got the 5th car from the southern fuel point here. You might want to consider laying down a fighting position, to be honest. Paratroopers also think a great addition here for Giap with some other light machine guns at Thompson's. North Thick is holding the point here. Could try and grab the northern point there right next to Giap space. I think it wouldn't be a half bad idea here for Caosak. Half-tech strike. Pack 40 not ready to deal with that. Actually worth noting that Pack's got a bit of an awkward angle there with, like, there's basically a big blind spot in his arc of fire. Got it on the half-deck for once. Got the Captain Rifle, they're being thinned out here by Caosak's defenders. There we go. Concussive grenade pretty much stops the attack full on. Thumbs up there. Fairly good ability. They're just preventing a unit from doing anything for even just a few seconds. Can still allow you to do a lot of damage while also negating a lot of damage. So, very good there. Very good. It's, again, very handy versus the Americans because they do tend to like get up in your face a lot more. So throwing a stun grenade into that can actually give you a significant edge and just really ruin their tactics. Pack Artifact, very nice addition there. Could definitely give Caosak some headaches there, clearing out the support weapons, so you know, wiping infantry. So thumbs up, yep, thumbs up. Gunny's machine assault hitting out there. Medics on the way. Tech on the way rather for Caosak. Excellent. He could of course rush on Osman COH2 versus Giap. I mean, Osman rush I think would actually be quite powerful here. Since Giap doesn't have a lot of anti-tank weapons, both the Osman deal with half-tack, while he's the infantry very fast, so I think like an Osman rush here for Caosak would be an excellent idea. You probably won't go for it, but I would probably recommend it here. Intense fun here, they're going around the centre here, though Giap's men being bled out as Caosak just holds the line and actually seems to be slightly pushing it forwards here against Giap. Giap certainly is not taking up, and even if he does take up, he's not going to be able to go for like any tanks right away. So I mean, right now an Osman rush here from Caosak would be very potent. But he could also just go for the Panzer IV, but the Osman would just allow him to push a bit more extra damage in versus both the infantry and the light vehicles. Plus, considering his opponent's airborne, you know, he could also like, you know, cut off like any potential P-47 rocket strafes down the road if he keeps alive for long enough. So there's also some consideration there for going for an Osman now, since that way he'll get more experience, and if he gets Special 2, it becomes a lot better versus aircraft. So that would also be, I would say, a longer consideration there with the Osman strategically, but you know, it's something to consider as well. Something to consider as well. But you know, just getting a Panther IV would be fairly good for Caosak. No mistaking that. But he definitely should get the support cop and definitely be pushing a Panther IV. In fact, he could have that up sooner and, you know, be pushing a Panther IV by now already. So slightly awkward timing here for Caosak. Great for Giap, gives him more time, and of course gives him more time without a tank, to be more specific. But also, you know, it's just more time to take up the zone. Now we've got an entertaining being airdrop for Giap. Thumbs up. He could have also build it, but with this he just skips the build time. He can just crew it right away. So there's obviously some logic there. And of course, if he's concerned about, you know, Caosak rushing out armored fast, you know, again, just airdropping the anti-tank, and again, just slightly bypasses that a bit. Keeps the concern. So thumbs up, that's a Giap. Plus, I mean, it is fairly cheap. Particularly because it's actually not spending his munitions, like we're not seeing any weapon racks, so you know, just using the munitions for the anti-tank gun does make sense. Still no parachutes from Giap. Pack 40 gets a good hit. Panther IV there for Caosak. Again, could have rushed down Oswind a bit. I even had the Panther IV slightly faster, but that's that. Away Pioneers at the ready. South side still has the 50 cal there. Good flank, could actually clear it out fast though. Or just sending in the tank. Pathfinder hierarchy, basically trying to keep an eye there on what Caosak is doing. Not bad, but they get caught here by the armored car and the Grenadiers, but they got the anti-tank and find back at the armored car. And there's a good chance taking out here unless he gets lucky, and he got lucky there. Now on the hand, he might lose the anti-tank and crew to the Grenadiers. Not it's going to be a big loss. It's only the echelons he crewed with, plus it's not like he's losing a lot of experience, so in the end, not a significant blow to Giap, mostly an annoyance. Mostly an annoyance. Goddamn crowds killing our guys. I mean, not important guys, but you know, they're still guys. American guys. Half moving forward here for Giap. 7 kills, half 8 of Excellent T2. Very good. Panzerkampfwagen 4 gefechtsbereit. Off we got the Stormtroopers, the captain there, got popping straight through the window. Concussive. Oh, one hand gone out there actually. So technically the Germans were actually big users of Molotovs themselves over this particular weapon. In fact, they mass-produced Molotovs industrially, with specially made bottles for the purpose, actually. Pathfinder suppressed with MD-42. Panther IV, they're getting hammered by the M1 anti-tank gun. Bit painful there. Need to fix up that Panzerkampfwagen 4, schnell. Wrecking the barbed wire there, probably trying to wreck the tank trap.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Grenadier bidding southwards, fixing up the armored car, more Grenadiers heading northwards. Definitely one strike there, Panther IV slowly sneaking ahead there. Tank trap's gone now, infantry just backs off, they are definitely not having more to do with that. 479 to 385, so Caosak does have a nice lead in terms of victory points over Giap. Very good, very good. Captain grabbing the northern victory point. Stormtroopers out once more. We've got 4 kills so far, though they are half 8 of efficiency too. Looks like we're going to see a deeper flank here. Perhaps expecting something there. Not bad, not bad. That said, I think Giap actually spotted it while the beacon is actually shifting the 5th kill around to respond to that. Really good. Thumbs up there. Thumbs up.
A capture point is under attack.
There's a need to retreat. Taking too much fire here from Giap's slowly advancing forces. Threatening Caosak's fuel supply. And there goes Sherman away there for Giap. Thumbs up. The M43. South Taken he's routed. May want to actually try to destroy the beacon though before he got completely pushed off, but that's just me. And now he repositioned the 5th cal once more just in case his opponent then tries to flank around from another angle. Clever Giap. Oh, he cancelled the Sherman. Guess he wants a Jackson tank destroyer instead. Bit overkill versus the Panther IV in some ways, not as good in particular for say Caosak just brings in more medium armor, and since at that point they can just outgun the Jackson in terms of raw firepower. But on the other hand, if say Caosak decides he wants to go for like tier 4 anything heavier, the Jackson's obviously going to be great. So obviously for Caosak you should just keep pushing for Panther IVs, maybe some Stooves, at which point Giap's Jackson is going to be a bit useless. Well, not useless, but not as efficient as it could be. Caosak not going for additional Panther IV right now, or Stug, or Ostwind. Flying over red here for Caosak. Jackson halfway down there, Panther IV shooting away there. Cunira moving forward here for Caosak. Nice push here. Pathfinder supporting, but with no 5th cal, it's a bit difficult to stop all this infantry from Caosak. Also double flamethrowers because he's clearly not concerned about mines, since you know Giap is the Americans. Even like the ones that do play doctrines with mines, and they typically don't tend to lay down a lot of mines. Just going for a lot of flamethrowers here for Caosak makes a ton of sense. Gives them some extra assault capability for Ulti Tree can repair stuff. There you go, 2nd Panther IV for Caosak. Thumbs up. Got the center victory point. Bit of running about there, perhaps hoping to spot someone poking their head too far out of the base. M36 Jackson tanks were ready for Giap based off the Sherman chassis. In fact, so was the M10 tank destroyer. This leads to an interesting development where the British, when they upgraded the M10 tanks, which they call the killers with a 17-pounder gun, it actually looks very similar to the Jackson tank destroyer. Because at that point again, it's just an M10 with a bigger gun, but it's effectively just Jackson. Well, anyways, Glenn's being hammered here. Entering moving forward, picked up the Raport, the captain. Still no weapon racks. In fact, Giap is floating a large amount of munitions. Obviously setting up something for P-47 rocket straight. We still like to use something like for BARs or maybe some upgraded paratroopers. 2nd Panther IV ready here. Panther IV, they were taking a lot of damage here from Giap. Needs to be careful. Get a bit painful. And there goes Jackson, finish off there. Stinging blow there to Caosak. He shoots down to just one Panther IV again. Negating whatever arm advantage he could have just gained there versus Giap. It sucks for Caosak. It's a great moment there for Giap. Since again, if Caosak begins snowballing Panther IVs, just medium armor versus Giap. Again, Giap's Jackson tank destroyer would definitely not be having a great time. Giap following up with the paratroop score here. Thumbs up. We'll have to see what he upgrades it with. Stormtroopers advancing here. We got 8 kills on them. Almost got the end taken here. There you go. Wipes the crew. Bit more painful now since they had some veterans to lose. Destroying it, certainly also going to hurt Giap here. But there you go, paratroop squad ready. Drop down, will it be Thompsons? Will it be light machine guns? Probably light machine guns, like the vast number of American players go for the light machine guns. Personally, I prefer the Thompsons, since in-game, that is no in-game, not actual history, they perform like better assault rifles for some reason. Plus, they get tax assault on the paratroopers. So yeah, that's really good. Anyways, pack 40 there for Caosak, and we got tier 4. There's an opponent of the Jacksons who may of course be more likely to go for more Jacksons. I do not think tier 4 is a particularly great idea, personally. Got the predators, the Stormtroopers, the G43 sending out a dirge of death, and there go for retreat. Rückzug, the Americans, they're too many. It's a reek of bacon fat. Makes me hungry. I hadn't had anything to eat since last Saturday. And the Jackson moving forwards here. A hot meals it is. Panther IV need repairs. Going to on the point here. 5th cal back in this building now. Still not dispatching a larger force to the south. I really feel like this is just something like sending a single Panzer IV and just clear out the south here. Make it much easier to grab it. That's just me. Artillery call in the machine gun and the Panzer for the precision. Thumbs up. Yeah, that is definitely very nice artillery call in. Ooh, that was a close call there for the machine. And it goes down! Crew and gun is gone. That's a great kill there for Giap. That is a great kill. So you can see how little he pays extra for the artillery strike. I think it's like roughly 100 munitions. Oh, it's 60 munitions for that. I mean, that's great value. That is amazing value. That's a little bit more than an anti-tank mine he just paid to wipe out an entire machine gun crew. Doesn't get much better than that. He's got the paratroop receivers, the grenadiers. The 2 light machine was the grenadiers 1. The paratroopers are very much favoured in that engagement. Artillery fire raining down there, causing further grief here for Caosak. Need to treat this grenadiers Schnell. Up north, we do get some ice smarts down the field point. Very good. Thumbs up to Caosak. He's also, by the way, throwing a lot of munitions. Could also benefit from a lot of mines. In particular, the times can actually had more of the map here versus Giap, demanding more of the map. That would have been a great idea for Caosak. In particular, we also had like 2 pioneer squads to do so. I mean, that made it very easy to just like, you know, mine up a significant part of the map here against Giap. Bit of an oversight there. Bit of an oversight. Pioneers advancing, Panzer 4 they're holding back. So tier 4 there, no heavy Panzer core yet. We got another paratroop squad here for Giap though. That's going to be a lot of paratroopers with likely a lot of light machine guns. I mean, you could also go for Thompsons. Some players do like to mix Thompsons and light machine guns. We should of course see which of the 2 Giap is. Is he all light machine gun? Is he more like the mixed guy?
Jump complete.
He's all light machine guns. But either way, 2 paratroop squads with light machine guns is a lot of firepower for Caosak's infantry to deal with. Plus, of course, they get access to the cooked grenades, which is very good. In theory, the timed explosive charges, but you never really see the M1 use that one. Explosions going off there. We got the Jackson Forts here, creeping ahead. He's probably stalling for another one at this rate, particularly since now hasn't seen anything else to support the Panzer IV in terms of armor. He may be starting to think his opponent is likely either strong for a Tiger race, or he's going for like something from the heavy Panzer core. So going for another Jackson here makes a ton of sense, and obviously would, you know, fairly well counter anything Caosak gets out of it. Intensifying around the center between Caosak and Giap. Giap slowly trying to push back Giap or Caosak here, but the Caosak obviously not keen on that. Double anti-tanks are going to be a problem for the Jackson. Armor Khan, the Panforming, holding back the infantry. Up north here, Raft hitting the S-Mine, taking several losses. Lewis and Roberts dead. And the heavy Panzer goes almost down there for Caosak. Will it be the Panther here? Will it be the Sturmpanzer? With only just 1 Jackson out, the Panther's obviously going to be less amazing, but could maybe on the hand allow him to just finish off the Jackson fast, as that's a consideration. On the other hand, the Sturmpanzer would be fairly good. This is all the infantry that Giap has, particularly the 2 paratrooper squads. Could find themselves being a bit threatened by that. So there's 2 options there for Caosak. He could also go for option C, which of course is just stall for the Tiger race. And, you know, he wouldn't be too far off from that, like about 2 minutes, so he could technically do that. Technically could do that. Okay, he's going for the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Got the point there, heading southwards again. There's some Grenadier there. He could do with a bit more infantry, perhaps. He's consider some more infantry down the road. 5 squads would at least allow him to match Giap's 5 infantry squads. I mean, and again, 2 of those are the elite paratroopers, so that's definitely nothing to scoff at. Oh, he cancels it for the Sturmpanzer. He's obviously concerned more about the infantry, and you know, who can blame him? Giap has a lot of infantry, and he definitely has a good chunk of very good infantry. Then uses the paratroop, roughing it off there. Nice shot. Stormtroopers there, being shot at. Then he's moving in, the Panther ramming as well here. Shoots and whiffs. Jackson there, half health. Almost been taken out here. But looks like he does escape here, the wrath of Caosak and the Wehrmacht. Further up north, we got the recent thing down tank ship in the northern victory point. Very good. I'm carrying north to deal with the echelons by the northern victory point, and there you go. Sturmpanzer 4. Ready here for Caosak. Panzerkampfwagen 4 gefechtsbereit. Ready to strike 4 and tear into the hearts of the allies once more. But there you go, big infantry pushing the south there from Giap to defend his carve point. And again, a lot of light machine here from those 2 paratroop squads. Plus they can fire them on the move. Panther going south, that's going to find way there. Jump up to deal with the paratroop there, good shot. Really only ends up killing one, so that's good in the long run. Still, that signal here to Giap, he needs a bit more help with his infantry, but also I can signal he just go for Jackson here, since again 2 Jacksons will definitely give the Sturmpanzer a bit of a bad time. And he also now has the P-47 rocket straight ready, so that could cause Caosak further grief if timed correctly. We've got 380 versus 310. More troops running here from the south. Still not really doing a lot here from the south. I mean, at this point, you could just send the Sturmpanzer and just clear this area of any Americans and then just grab it. I mean, if you can just get 2 fuel points, I think that put Caosak in a really strong position here versus Giap. A really strong position. Storms they got northern rig point before heading out again. Lots of healing reinforcement here, got the paratroops sending out once more. Sturmpanzer there trying to do the northern farm craft support there, go decent hit. And then retreating, in fact, part I think because we realised there's S-mines we forgot about. Would have been slightly amusing if it's the same squad as the North is like, hey, didn't we just lose some guys here to mines? Oh yeah, Carl and Roberts. Oh. Well, we didn't like them, so it's easy to forget about it, yeah. Big push in the south here, straight into the Panther the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are being absolutely torn to shreds here by the paratroop from the light machines, just absolutely decimated. Jackson ramming here as well. Veteran 2 on it. Sturmpanzer and seriously repairs got both pioneer squads how to work there. We got one flanking southward, still the 50 cal to deal with. Seems like Caosak continues to forget it exists. That is a particularly nasty kind of amnesia, machine gun amnesia. Finding some marchers in, we got a Grenadier squad ready to defend the point now. Ooh, double packs on the Jackson there, almost taking out. People once more does look to be escaping here. The wrath of the Panzer up there, Kanone, and we got a P-47 rocket strafe here now by Giap being unleashed here on Caosak. Units are banished out. Vehicles may also have better hearts for getting out there. Just gonna get ugly here, and one aircraft just quickly goes away. So they weren't apparently too enthusiastic about the run here. And the armoured car, holy smokes, just takes out the aircraft on the first run. That is an incredibly rare sight. Most usually takes armoured cars quite a bit. Let's have a chance to take out an aircraft, but right there, boom. I mean, that's just like, you know, 120 munitions effect, just munitions worth just gone. Holy smokes, that is some really bad luck there for Giap and his, you know, P-47 run. That is some real bad luck. I'm sure the armoured car gunner there's going to get a medal for that one. So there is one left again, he's just not going to be doing nearly as much as he could have. Almost taking out the Sturmpanzer though. Close call, but again, once more, full luck evades Giap. Another Panther 4 there for Caosak. Not a bad idea, not a bad idea. The rest of the Jacksons, Stu, honestly, at this point, just getting a bunch of them might be a bad idea, since they're getting just people a lot of firepower. One pack cleared out here though. Jackson 4's going to try and destroy that pack 40 here, right under Giap's, Caosak's nose. Very good there. Grenadiers dealing with the cannon as an infantry, but in heavy cover, the paratroops are very difficult for the Grenadiers to rout out. And there you go, pack destroyed. That's it. Should have spread out the Jacksons a bit more, because if you actually been one here to counterattack, they could have destroyed the Jackson since it couldn't get past the second one there. Gotta be mindful of your traffic jam situations. Panther 4 number 2 almost done here for Caosak. Almost done. And he cancels it right before it finishes. And goes for a Panther instead. Alrighty. Sturmpanzer done in serious repairs. Most of the map now under control here for Giap. Freedom and democracy. Panther 4 the half HP, the 2 drive core being shot to bits out in the open here. Storms around the paratroopers. Panther halfway down here for Caosak. Panther floating under the echelons in the minefield. Even if they spot it, something sets them off like an explosion, the mines also go off. Yeah. When the explosion goes off in their mines, it does set them off even if they spot it. So it's always something you have to be careful of to get the minefield unit in the middle of an S minefield. If you come under fire for something with an AoE damage, the mines can go off under your men. Jackson wing headed, we got artillery called in here in the midst of Caosak's northern possessions. Starting to look a bit more rough here for Caosak. Also don't think help that Caosak is playing fairly statically against the Giap at the moment. Like he's not trying to outmaneuver him or anything. But there you go, Panther ready here for Caosak. Germany, Deutschland. Season second table, the Paratubes up north here got a wipe here, the Sturmpanzer just shatters them. All the S-miners just dead, by the way, they're gone, dead, kaput. Slaughtered.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
Good hit from the Jackson and the Panther 4. Closing in the ace level. Almost got the Panther 4 there. Panther shoots back, but there goes second Jackson. They're making the situation very dicey here for the Panther. Again, the lack of firepower here for Caosak is a bit of a problem. Again, this is where two Stooks would be great, in particular since with no anti-tank guns. Giap actually lacks a hard counter for the Stooks. The Stooks on them would just be able to pair with them, would easily be able to, I think, outperform the Jackson, in particular just like screen by say a Panther or something else to just draw an initial fire, then the Stooks will up and just shoot the Jacksons to bits. Sturmpanzer there, crashing the building, getting poor Johnson there dead. Straight to the midst of the infantry there. Jackson falls again, ace level. Sorry about that. Jackson gets another hit there, almost taking out the Sturmpanzer. Brutal shooting there. Ace Pat though pushes back the Jackson, almost takes it out once more, but again lacks something to just quickly move up with that finishing blow, which again is where Stuke would have been great. Which is where Stuke would have been very great. Great hit by the armor Jackson on the armored car there. Panther 4 sneaking hit close to eventually 2. Not that this armor bonus will matter anything against the ace level Jackson, since it'll just penetrate the Panther 4 no matter what, so a bit unfortunate there, but in this case it basically means nothing. It basically means nothing. Panther sitting out there for Caosak. And again, no like major movements anymore. He's also floating a lot of munitions. Like he really should consider a lot more mines once that like makes any progress. If he makes any more progress, he definitely should lay down some mines here versus Giap. Scott for Giap provides some artillery support there. Not bad, not bad. Panther down to half health. Again, the armored skirts just mean nothing against the Ace Jackson. Going to the rifle on the south. Captain as well there. Scott halfway down, Panther moving forward for Deutschland. Then these storms engaging the rifle here by the centre. 15 kills, ace level 16 kills.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Captain here flanking the Pack 40, losing the ace. Pack 40 be a significant blow to Caosak, since again losing all that experience is really going to be tough to replace for him.
The territory is out of contact.
Captain routed. Jackson there fixed up. Good time to go after that Panther now. Possibly, and there you go, good hit from the Ace Jackson. Easily punches through the Panther's armor. One shot went through there. That was the Ace Jackson shot there, by the way. The regular Jackson did not quite have as much success. But finding definitely slowing down again. Caosak is definitely thinking a lot more reactive now versus Giap here. Like he technically has a lot more armor than his opponent, but he's just afraid of utilizing it. Like, I think if Caosak just like set up for a good push, he could probably do some serious damage. Like, for somebody could do is try and flank in with the Panther from the north, rush it in with the Blitzkrieg, then if close to the Jacksons, popping the smoke screen to like negate that range, and then push in with the rest of the force that I think overwhelm him. Also lost the Grenadier squad here. No, he actually lost the Stormtroopers. Quite a blow there. Osman here for Caosak, probably with air support. Not a bad idea, not a bad idea. Definitely going to be necessary. Definitely going to be necessary. Panther 4 setting out. Sturmpanzer moving forwards. Panther 4 advancing as well here. I mean, if you can just like sneak in the armored calf to lay down the smoke screen there maybe. Direct hit by the Jackson on the Panther. We got another P-Fuzz and Rocket Shape here versus Caosak. Catching here. Oh, the Panther and the Pioneers nearby. Quite a bit of damage. The Panther's damaged. More rocket strafes here this time. I think they actually takes, I think, almost out one of the Pioneer squads. Huge blow. They got the Osman out though. We got the Osman out. May just a moment time to deal with the air support. Oh, the air moves. Exit the Panther line of fire. The rockets are taking a lot of damage from that. Aircraft shot down. Crashing into the base here. Almost hitting the ambulance, but narrowly avoiding it. Close call there for Giap. Close call. Got another strafing run here though. Direct hit in the Panther. Oh no! Apparently some Japanese ancestry on that pilot, but it actually was able to finish off the Panther after the Osman shut it down. That is some really terrible luck there for Caosak. Oh dear. That's gotta feel bad for Caosak. That's gotta feel real bad. It's not the worst aircraft crash I've seen though. That still remains that one time I lost 2 Stooks to 1 P-47 crashing down to a Sturmtiger trying to run with our way. One aircraft knocking right into both of my Stooks. That was painful. Well, it's Glees with the paratroops pushing them back. Scott firing away there. Pack back in base, I want to get them at forts, but again, he needs to get more aggressive. He's just playing too passively. He's just like trying to hold this line here, which just gives Giap initiative and just time to like figure out how to like slowly crack Caosak, which is not time you usually want to give your opponent. It's typically not what you want to give your opponent. But anyways, Panther 4 there. You need to repair Sturm Panzer as well. Austin there's holding up. Just that one aircraft, well, he gave it a lot of experience, as you might notice.
Armor ready. Troop ready. Warning order.
Troops reinforcing healing, getting out for the next big push. Need to fix up the Panther 4.
Crew ready. Crew ready. Send your mission.
That Panther. Is he wrecking the wreckage? I think he is. And it's another fighting around the centre here against South. I mean, he's got the 5th Cap. The 5th Cap's no longer there. He can just like sneak in some troops now. But just Caosak is so focused around the centre now. Bit of transitioning, I think. Double Jackson hits on the Austin, pushing down to half health almost immediately. He's trying to flank here, but being caught with the 5th Cap suppressed. Farther up north here, hitting Northern Victor 1 as well there. Giap really just trying to leverage as much as he can his advantage he has against versus Caosak in terms of numbers. Thumbs up there to Giap. And what is Caosak plan next? Another Panther, Stooks, Tiger Ace? Definitely don't think like a Panther at this point is going to make much sense against these double Jacksons, until again the Ace Jackson. And the other one's not better than one. Theoretically, you just like just pop HVAP rounds just to make sure, and that Panther's just going to melt away. He is in fact going for another Panther. Oh boy. Double parachute crowded by the Sturm Panther. There you go. Jackson shooting. I think one actually failed to penetrate. Probably not the non-veteran one. More pack out to fire here. Caosak seems to be inching ahead once more, but he's down to just 2 infantry squads. His opponent still has 5 infantry squads. He's still kept the 2 paratroop and 2 RAF squads. Not a great development either for Caosak. Like, he's just from behind in so many ways now. Sturm Panther almost up to hit by the Jacksons. Ooh. Wow, the Ace Jackson also bounced that one. That is really lucky for Caosak. That is really lucky. Panther landing a nice hit close to the east over there for Caosak. Looks like he's forgotten about the Northern Victory Point. Got 288 versus 213. White Phosphorus landing down here close to Caosak's positions. And we got White Phosphorus here to further disrupt Caosak's position. Really good. Also just highlights how predictable he's become placing most of his forces there, making it just easy for Giap to hit with White Phosphorus. So thumbs up to Giap, thumbs up. We got 278 versus 213. Panther number 2 ready there for Caosak. There we go. Osman going for the Northern Rival Squad, pushing him back here away from the Northern Victory Point. Getting some nice kills. Veterancy 1. Coming in saying southwards for the Southern Victory Point. Very nice, but he's still very short in infantry. He's up to 3 Pioneer Squads now though. And Panther straight into the Jacksons there, taking a lot of damage very fast. Damage injured for the Bravo squad. That is really bad news there for Caosak's Panther crew. Ace easily once more penetrates. More white phosphors, almost got the Panther there. A few more shots, and that's toast. We got white phosphors, we got smoke as well there. This could technically backfire on Caosak because the smoke means he becomes much harder to take his PC where the white phosphorus is. So that could technically backfire on him. Better two than the Jackson. Storm Punter shoots at the Ace Jackson. Oh dear. Lots of backfire there through the smoke and the white phosphorus. Shot just face up existence, and that's lucky for Caosak. That is very lucky. They actually got an infantry kill. I guess it ran them over. Panther being fixed up with all 3 Pioneer squads. Got the Captain spotting head here for the tank destroyers. Could try and finish off the Panther. He'll at least do a lot of damage. Oh, engine fixed. Close call there for Caosak. We got 269 to 210 though. And we got another piece of rocket strafe, and there we go. Panther down to almost half health again. Cook just to finish off now with the P-47s is Caosak is very unlucky. Oh, aircraft shot down this time, not crashing into the Panther. That was actually kind of close on that one. Awesome Watchball doing its job there for Deutsch. No, what's that? That must have been a pinlock machine in one of the tanks then that shot it down. Which one was it? Was it the Sturmpanzer? Impressive. But there you go. US Air Force gets its vengeance and takes out the Sturmpanzer. Leaving Caosak now with nothing to do with all the infantry now, because he's got no infantry left, he's got no heavy machine guns left, all he's got is the Ace Panther on the Ostwind, which can technically work, but it's all falling apart here and Caosak surrenders. GG, game over. A loss for Deutschland, das Vaterland, the Reich, a victory for America, freedom, democracy, and of course corporate interests. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, do channel release. This is Imperial Ancient Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.